The sky isn't the limit when you're born to conquer it. From the moment the Indian Air Force was born on October 8, 1932, it has stood as a symbol of resilience, pride, courage, and unmatched excellence in aerial warfare. With nothing more than a few obsolete aircraft and a handful of daring men, the IAF began its journey under the British Raj. But this modest beginning would soon evolve into one of the most formidable air forces in the world, earning the reverent admiration of both allies and adversaries alike. Who's beat this? No one yet. From its early days flying Westland Wapitis in World War II to flying Suhois and Rafales in the modern age, the IAF has always evolved, adapting with skill and determination. During the Second World War, Indian pilots served with distinction across the globe. They flew daring missions over Burma, North Africa, and even Europe. Even then, their flying prowess left a mark. Not bound by geographical borders, the Indian Air Force's valor echoed across continents. The seeds of brilliance were planted, watered with discipline, and nurtured with sacrifice. And so, the foundation was laid for what would become a legacy. The partition in 1947 may have divided the land, but it only strengthened the resolve of the Indian Air Force. Barely months after independence, India faced its first war with Pakistan over Kashmir. The IAF was thrust into a new kind of warfare, real, sudden, and deeply personal. Transport aircraft flew unarmed into the Srinagar Valley, landing troops in the nick of time to save it from being overrun. It was a miracle born of grit and skill. It was the beginning of countless stories where the IAF would step in at the most critical moments and turn the tide. Years passed, technology improved, aircraft changed, but the heart of the Indian Air Force remained the same, fearless and indomitable. 1965, 1971, 1999. In every war, the Indian Air Force didn't just fight, it redefined the rules of engagement. In the 1971 Indo-Pak War, the IAF unleashed its full might. It carried out thousands of sorties, crippled enemy infrastructure, and provided relentless support to ground troops. It was air dominance at its peak. East Pakistan was liberated, a new nation was born, and the skies bore witness to the thunder of victory. Kargil in 1999 was another chapter that reaffirmed the IAF's role as a guardian of the nation's soul. Operation Safed Sagar saw jets fly in near-impossible conditions, high above the treacherous peaks of the Himalayas, dropping precision bombs on enemy posts entrenched at staggering altitudes. It was not just warfare, it was a demonstration of absolute commitment, precision, and resolve. The world watched in awe. Who's beat this? Still, no one. But the Indian Air Force isn't just about war. It is a lifeline, a guardian angel in blue. Whether it's rescuing flood victims in Kerala, evacuating stranded citizens during natural disasters, or flying in critical supplies during the COVID-19 pandemic, the IAF has time and again shown that its courage isn't limited to the battlefield. When danger strikes and hope seems distant, it is often the roar of a C-17 or the whoosh of a helicopter that brings relief, that signals help has arrived. And then there's the spirit, the unbreakable spirit of the men and women who wear the blue uniform. The fighter pilots, trained to defy gravity and push their aircraft and bodies to the very edge of physics. The transport pilots, flying through storms and war zones alike, carrying troops, food, and fuel. The helicopter pilots, landing on snowy peaks and stormy seas, often with just meters of clearance. The engineers, the radar operators, the air traffic controllers, every cog in the wheel synchronized in perfect harmony to make the Indian Air Force a living, breathing, supersonic force of nature. And how does one talk about the IAF without mentioning its women warriors? What was once a male-dominated domain is now graced by women pilots who fly fighter jets, operate combat missions, and lead with quiet strength. Avani Chaturvedi, Bhawana Kanth, and Mohana Singh, names that have etched themselves into history, not just for breaking barriers but for flying right through them. Today, the IAF stands as the fourth largest air force in the world. It boasts an arsenal that includes Suhoi Su-30MKIs, Mirage 2000s, MiG-29s, Tejas, and the mighty Rafale jets. Its strategic capabilities include airborne early warning systems, mid-air refueling, and cyber warfare units. Every day, it trains, innovates, and prepares for a future where threats are unseen and wars may not always be fought with bullets. And yet, the Indian Air Force's true strength doesn't lie in its aircraft. It lies in the unwavering courage of its people. It lies in the memories of those who never returned, the martyrs whose stories are whispered in the hangars, whose names are etched in memorials, and whose legacy fuels every takeoff. To question the might of the Indian Air Force is to ignore history, to deny sacrifice, to overlook excellence. Who's beat this? Not just a question, it's a challenge. One that no adversary has yet answered, and none likely will. Because when the Indian Air Force soars, it doesn't just fly, it conquers the skies with honor, pride, and an unshakable resolve. It is not just a force. It is a legend in motion. A story still being written. And every sortie, every mission, every silent salute in the sky, adds another line to that glorious saga. So, when the question is asked, who's beat this, the answer echoes from the clouds, loud and clear: no one. And no one ever will.